SQUADCAST TV, smoothest podcast in the world. Today I have a very special guest for you guys. I got my boy Isaac in this building. What's going on, brother?
Oh man, hey, what's up, brother?
So look, man, before we get started, man, tell the people a little bit about yourself, man. Where you from? You know how life is for Isaac.
What got me here?
Yeah, all the way up to that point, and then we'll talk about it.
Man, good stuff. Yeah, let's see. You know, it is when you got a big Mexican family. You're responsible for all the other younger siblings. So I'm the oldest of 7. I got 3 brothers, 3 sisters. They're all loco. But we try to stay together as much as possible. I think the hardest part for me was my dad dying on me at 18. He had a heart attack, passed away when I was 18, right when I needed him the most. And all my other siblings were like 10, 9, 8, 7. So to fill those shoes was even harder. So that's what led me to work hard, work hard ethic, and keep us all together. And so, got a job doing cannabis. Well, in Cabazon, where we grew up, it was just, you could do cannabis anywhere, growing in the mountains, in your yard, and everything. So I always had a huge background of that. Then my little brother got into it, and he was doing it better than me. And he got into the game probably 2014. Okay. Right before it became legal. And when it became legal, the shop he was working at was like having this huge hire and needed a bunch of people. So I started trimming on the side and became like a family mom and pop. Right. It was great. And we would trim and hang out and party, and it was great. And then once cannabis became legal, like all that changed. More regulations. It became more of quantity instead of quality. And so left there, went to work for Candescent, who's a crew, and then Jeter. And it's all the same, bullshit at all the same places. It's just like high school inner drama, whatever. But when I got to Jeter's, I thought things would be different, and that's how it was portrayed. And so that's how me and you met, just hanging out there with the same passion, love for people, for cannabis, and for the community. And so, yeah.
Talk to me about your childhood. What was life like as a child, as an adolescent, growing up? Are you from here in the desert?
Born and raised, brother. I used to bang this old school clique in Palm Springs called Dream Homes.
I heard of Dream Homes.
And so it's one of those things that just never go away.
Okay, so talk about like what events led to you getting associated with
that. Not having a father, man.
Oh, we could talk about that.
Not having a dad, bro. Not having any confidence. A single mother working her best, with an alcoholic issue. No money for sports, no money for, anything. I had hobbies, I had things I liked, like cars and partying.
If you don't mind me asking, what was the reason your father wasn't around as a child? Was it because he passed away, or was it because he was absent, or?
I think the generation before us didn't really know how to parent because they were still living their childhood.
Hey, I gotta say this real quick. I've been saying that for the longest. I think the generation before, because now this generation, more dads are stepping to the plate.
We got an idea. Yeah, we got a clue.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
A lighter?
Yes, sir.
Give me a second. Go ahead and keep the audience entertained while I grab you.
So, what I remember about my pops was being a truck driver for the U.S. Post Office. That was cool. Just riding along, big rig, westbound and down. And we all remember those moments with our father, whether it was fishing. Those of us that had moments to remember. But for me, it was riding my pops' truck, and just truck driving down the road, listening to music, talking shit, talking stuff. Listen on the CB radio. The CB radio was the internet.
That was the internet back
in the day. It was the coolest thing.
So what year is this, by the way?
This was all through the 80s. I was born in 79. I'm 43. My parents separated in '81, so I was like 2 years old, and Pops was like, "I want more out of life. I'm out." And he was his story I just found through Ancestry.
Okay.
Went down that rabbit hole. Man, just found all kinds of craziness. But so,
what surprised you the most about his particular ancestry?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Mental health, PTSD, abuse of every kind, substance, physical, mental, runs in my line, man. And I know this because, well, all right. So going back, so my grandfather, my father's father, and my father's parents, she was from Hemet, like early Hemet.
Yeah.
And he came from some part of Mexico. My sister knows, but when he came through Yuma.
Right.
Changed his name to Valles.
Okay.
Because it was something before I don't know. That's where trip me out. But they met, and so they settled down in Hemet. That's where my dad was born.
Right.
Then between Hemet and Yuma is where they lived a lot from the 60s and 70s. Grandfather was a truck driver. It's like one of the main gigs back in the day. You could be independent, make your money, and just get away from your family or whatever. It's like being a cowboy.
Yeah.
And he died Christmas '72. My grandfather coming through Yucaipa.
Right.
It was like real foggy. Like even then, even now it's still.
Right.
Back then it was just 2-lane highway.
Sure.
And so in his truck just fell asleep and just plowed a family.
Damn. And he was a victim of. He ended up dying also because of the accident.
Yeah. And so now my father doesn't have a father at.
Sure.
Probably 18, 19, 20.
Exactly.
So he joins the army, goes into Vietnam.
Right.
For the benefits of the experience, and he came back physically whole, but mentally, war. We all see our veterans. We all know people. We all know what it does.
Exactly.
And then how you're brainwashed by the government, and then how you are exposed to things, but you can't share with the public.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so Pops is all up about aliens. Oh my God, otherworldly stuff.
Sure.
Everything. He. All right. So I'm probably for 10 years I really didn't get to know my dad too much because he was out doing his thing. Probably around 1987, I'm like 8, and he decides to come into my life, and. So him and my mom, they were beefing, custody, money, you owe me, this and that. Well, hey, I'm their father, so I can do what I want. So boom, kidnapped us, man. Took us to Mexico, deep in the hills of Michoacan.
Yeah.
And so from 87 to probably 90, 89, 90, we're out there, and it was just to spite my mom, and then to get us, just to have us to himself, whatever. But life out in Mexico, man, back then was grimy. It was mud roads. You really had to be tough and fend for yourself. You couldn't be soft. And I don't know, the experience was just like, I'll never forget it. Like, for example, the house we lived in was a barn, but had like some indoor plumbing. Yeah. It was all you cooked, hunted, killed, cleaned your food. Yeah. Chickens, ripped the head off.
Damn, like that?
You rip the head off and pull the feathers, gut it, and clean it and everything. In the morning, my favorite part was my stepmom, her mother. It was Maria, Mama Maria is what we called her. She was very loving. You know how grandparents are. They don't care if you're part of what, just if you're in the family, they love you. Goat's milk. Just like,
damn.
And boil it.
Right.
And then just skim the top. And then just pour it. And then just put a little bit on there with like cinnamon and just like her own little thing.
Right.
That was just heaven to me, man. I was a fat kid, full of cavities. It was the best time living out there. But for my sister, so I have an older sister. For her, not so much, just because of like she was becoming of age, and so a young girl out there coming of age is of value.
Absolutely.
I didn't know this, but what I remember about coming back to America was we were kind of kidnapped that night in the dark by my dad's brother, my uncle, and what had happened was word had gotten to my mom that my dad was arrested in Yuma for smuggling. You got to think about guns, man. And when you're in the army, you have access to it used to be easier, but to armories.
Right.
And so in Indio, there was this armory on 44th, and he was busted for gun smuggling. Oh, there it is. Hello.
Yeah, you hear it a little better.
Yes, sir. So I remember my pops was busted for gun smuggling in 1990, because that's when we came back from Mexico back to the U.S. And I remember we had to hurry because my dad had promised my sister to be wed for money.
What?
Yeah, in a way.
Is that like some tradition? Like some tradition?
Basically, yeah. So the guy that my dad had the arrangement with, he had money, big ranch. He was giving my dad a lot of cash.
Right.
And so my mom had my uncle, my dad's brother, come and get us because my dad was in jail. He couldn't stop us. Mm-hmm. So I remember my uncle coming to get us, and it was like late at night, and he's like, "Hey, wake up! I'm taking you back to your mom."
Right.
My mom? Yeah, in America. Yeah. And it had been years, and just the thought.
Like how many years was it? And it's like zero contact with mom during that.
Zero. Yes.
Like not even a phone call.
No phone call. One. She would send us money to my dad, and then we'd go spend that on snacks and candy and shit. But,
so it was like shocking to like whoa, we actually going back. Like
actually, I was just.
Was you excited or was it like a bummer?
I was so excited. I couldn't wait. I thought, wow, are you serious? Like, and but I knew once and when we got up, packed our shit quietly, left the house and walked down this muddy, dark road, cold as fuck, late at night. Yeah. Got a cab, got a bus, go through the canyons. Yeah. Got that bus with the chickens and everything riding, and we got a Greyhound, and we're just on the ground for like 3 days, and we're probably one of the last ones to get dropped off because it has to come through Yuma and come over here, and they drop us off at Coachella. My mom worked for the district, and I remember dropping us off, and the bus leaves us off, and I'm like, where are we? And mom comes out, and it was like big emotional.
I bet. Because you haven't seen y'all in years, like no contact. That's trippy.
Yeah. Mom looked good too, man. She was beautiful, man. I was so happy.
What a blessing. What a blessing. Yeah. That's a beautiful thing.
It was so sick. And then from then on, from 90, mom just really took care of us. Sure. Worked. And she didn't know how to be a
during the time when you were in Mexico with Pops, what just like you don't gotta re-explain yourself, but was it a good experience, like something that you learned from and you gained from, or was it like kind of like bad, like fuck, I can't wait till I get out of here? Like
it was a little bit of both, mainly because I was spoiled to America.
Right.
You got concrete. Yeah. You got parks. You got people that aren't so grimy. Everywhere you went, somebody's trying to come up on your shit, bro. Your shoes, your candy, you got in your pocket, your change, your bike. Everywhere you go, man, you gotta fight somebody. You gotta you can't be soft, and then you have to have some flashy to show that you're worth, because like the girls, you want to impress the girls, so you got a nice bike. If you got a car, forget it, it's just a motorcycle or a horse. Right. Yeah, I remember the guy's son trying to pick my sister up in his horse, and we went and hid in the cane fields. My grandma was growing sugar cane. Right. And so now the government pays her. They bought her lot, and so they pay her for the cane. They use it to make corn syrup.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so out there, that's the goal, is to start some kind of a farm.
For sure.
And to make money off it, or just sell drugs, be a cartel member.
So when you came back to America, you see mom, big reunion. What was life like that? Going forward, was it like as far as like the relationship with your dad? Did he come back around? Did you not see him anymore? Like, what was that like?
I didn't see him he did like a couple of years. Yeah. And so I didn't see him again until I was about 13. And so within those years, my adolescent, it was like 1990, 1993. So we had like Paula Abdul, Whitney Houston.
Right.
You know, pop music was, you know, pop culture was just getting started.
Nice.
And you had like, I was listening to like Ice-T.
Yeah.
And because I watched Colors, and then I watched like other movies, and so I was following Ice-T a lot. And then came Cypress Hill, and then came Ice Cube, then came NWA, and then Dr. Dre, and then just
all the classics,
all the good early hungry classics.
For sure.
And so I started finding my outlet through this, and then finally clicking up with other people who had the same common interests. It just was too easy just to form a brotherhood, just like now.
For sure.
You know, and it was only it was just founded on one thing, that's just respect. Just have respect for the people you're with, you know,
100%.
and therewith, you give it, you get it, you know. Nobody tries to take it from you, and you stand up for it.
Right.
And I had a lot of anger, and so, I didn't. That's how I was about 13 when I was able to like get in my first, I guess, altercation, because I was bullied a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
When I came back to stay with my mom, I was dirty little Mexican kid with fucked up teeth, you know.
Yeah, no doubt. Because did you kind of like, I guess the way of life over there kind of like rubbed on you a little bit. You kind of took some of that personality back, pretty much.
And I was just a dirty kid, man. I remember getting picked on a lot. From 10 to 13, getting picked on. Yeah. And what changed was that there was this girl that I liked. Right. And we're in the line at the cafeteria, and it's the old trick kids used to do where you get on your hands and knees behind someone and you push them and they fall over. Well, this kid did this to me, and I fell over and I hit my head kind of hard. I was like, what the frick? And then I look and everybody's laughing, and I see this girl kind of like trying not to laugh or like kind of embarrassed, like, oh man. Yeah. You know, lost it. I snapped. You know, punched this kid, broke his nose, and was.
Right. In other words, you defended yourself. You stood up for yourself. You like, nah, fuck that, dude. Like that shit hurt. You know, it seems funny, but it's like, dude, you hurt me. Like, I'm not about to just sit back and take that shit. So punch him in the nose. What was his reaction? He just fucking.
He was laughing. He didn't expect it. I clocked him and just kept pounding on him. And then the teacher separated, took me to the office, and then I told him what happened. Then from then on,
I hope you didn't get in trouble for that shit, dude.
I got one day like suspension. I stay home and watch TV. But I told my mom, like, he's been bullying me. My mom she was a veteran in the school district, so I had ups. I knew people, and so I didn't get in trouble for that. But after that, like, it was the tables turned. Now I was respected. Yeah. And nobody was disrespecting me.
Yeah, I ain't trying to get that treatment.
You know.
They're like, fuck that, I ain't trying to get punched in the nose too.
And that's when I realized, like, okay, so violence and aggression will give me what I want.
Yeah.
Piece of cake.
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah, that was 13. And then right around then my dad gets out and wants to be in my life. And I just soaked it up, man. I just was so happy to see him. I would go on his runs with him as a truck driver, mechanics, work on everything. I love spending time with him. For sure. But he'd already had another family, and so they needed his attention too. So I would only get weekends with my dad. And I regret not spending more time with him. I was angry at him for a lot. Plus, I was doing a lot of drugs, just starting to do coke and dope. You're like 15 years old, you know how to handle all this stuff. So I had a lot going on in a short time. Yeah.
At a young age too. At a young age. You know what I mean? And then I feel like whenever, like, all the stuff you go through with like mom, dad, they having beefs, that just enhances like you leaning into like the drug use and the streets or whatever it may be. You know what I mean?
The more you're out with the homies of the family, the more trouble you're gonna get into. Right. Hey, try this. Hey, we need some money. Let's go fucking rob Albertsons. Right. You know, my sister works there. I know the combination. And that's what happens. And so that I became just that easy. Sure. That's that easy.
Yeah. So, what caused you to not what caused you, but at what time did you get into, like, you know, the streets, the gangs, the troublemaker?
Oh, that's right. How? Yeah. My sister.
Your sister?
Her pretty little self. And
interesting.
Liking bad boys, and just she was always having to help her get out of her bullshit. My mom too, because I was the man in the house. And I was like big, But my mom would like, these guys would come over and tell me to leave, and I'd have to tell them to leave. Yeah. And same thing with my sister. So I started dating bad boys, and she met, this bad boy at a party, the ditch party, and they fell in love. She got pregnant. He moved in, took me under his wing. Yeah. And I'm not gonna lie, it was the time of my life. Yeah. I got attention, I got respect. Sure. The father figure that I was missing was there.
Right. Felt loved, you know what I mean?
Yeah, another level. Everything that was missing was there, and then you had attention, you had girls, you had drugs, you had music, you had partying. And I'm not gonna lie, brother, you can actually see a bit of who I was on YouTube. Right. We're at a party and the homegirl's got a video camera. Yeah. And
can we watch it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's pull it up. You know like the name of it and everything? Alright, we're gonna
to be able to see myself.
1 second, y'all.
You trip out on that.
Alright, let's watch this real quick. So YouTube.
Safe.
Oops, my bad, y'all. What's the name of the video?
Dream Homes House Party. 2 words, Dream Homes.
Oh, 2 words. House party. Y'all was lit like a bick or what? Let's see. Let's scroll down a little bit.
Try Dream Homes Cat City.
Dream Homes Cat City.
We'll take that house party out.
Okay.
Dream Homes Game.
Dream Homes Game?
Yeah. There it is.
You see it?
Right yeah, Dream Homes City, Dream Homes Game. There it is.
Which one?
Right there, number 3, right there.
This one right here?
That's the one.
Alright, hold up. I want to put it on screen so the audience can see it too.
It's a real treat to be able to go back and see.
Yeah, that's dope. I'm glad y'all got that on YouTube, man. So you can always.
It's hard though. It's bittersweet, man. It's bittersweet because I hadn't been shot yet. Maybe like a few years later.
Put it up here. Make it big. All right, let's enjoy.
It's about 10 minutes.
Brother, you have a biggie one.
So what point in time was this?
That was video coming up.
Hey, we watched it today.
About 15 years old?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, look.
Hey, the JC building don't hold this much people right now. Okay, but not you ain't.
Which one are you?
There is we still working on that.
This is no Kate. Where that one?
JC building.
This is the MJ building. Fucked it up last night on the gate.
The DH building.
Mom.
You want to chance it? Hey, here's something down. There we go.
Yeah. Go.
Mr. Hunt.
Hey, we got 6 there.
That's you, huh? I can tell. I can see it. That's what's up, dude. I love it. That's sick, bro. All right, so look, real quick, I got a question while we got it paused like this, man. At this time, Had like as far as mentality, personality, is that a different you right there?
Man, no clue about what's ahead of them. No clue. Just an idea. I was maybe, gosh, I just shaved too. I was just starting to get all this.
Yeah.
I had really messed up teeth. I had really bad fangs and overbites, so I never really smiled a lot. But yeah.
That's crazy. That's dope.
I know that was like probably the best time of my life, just because I was meeting new people. We were all getting along. Everybody respected us. Parties all the time. Girls. Alcohol. It was great. It was a good run. But the life just there's no future in it. You know.
It deteriorated.
It slowly, and all it was just more pride, more respect, more drugs, more consuming. And it's all bad, bro. And to know now as a man, as an adult, as an educated person, that our government, put this on the street for us to kill ourselves. And more just that, but take away our freedoms and build all these prisons. I mean, half of my homies in there, bro, are doing time again. And the other half are gone. And it's hard to. I'm beyond thankful, beyond grateful, just to be able to reflect. And I go through the emotions every morning. I ask God for serenity, for courage, and for wisdom to accept the fact that I threw my life away for a cause that didn't really love me back. And just the strength every day. But to be able to see that, it was a different time. No internet. No cell phones.
What year was that?
Like, that was 94.
94. I was born in 94, bro.
Yeah.
Yes.
One of those.
That's
man.
crazy.
That's one of those we received there, brother. Yeah, but so 3 years later. So my sister was pregnant with my nephew. We were out partying, and he took me under his wing. But I was more of like, I guess you could say like a puppet. Like
not even realizing it. Like you didn't
without even realizing it. I was just a pawn, and so much. But just the people that aren't even there that had an impact on my life, that are gone, that I still think of every day, and just like it was yesterday, and one day.
So real quick before you go there, right? As far as your involvement initially, with the gang, did you have like a formal initiation? Was it a?
No, I was never jumped in. I was never initiated. I was affiliated.
You just affiliated. Okay.
So I'd party.
Right.
If somebody had a problem, I'd take care of it. But I was there for the parties, for the girls, and but I did have to prove myself a few times, and that's it's all part of it. You can't let anybody just punk you or talk about you, and I was getting that a lot. But I knew some good people, bro. Real good riders, man. Real good people that they were in the game. We're talking biker families, gang families, and the different people had keys to the city. Like it's a trip to see people from, we would go to parties, Coachella, Indio. Everybody got along on this trip.
What was school like? Did you drop out? Did you finish school?
Continuation. On Landau. So it went like this. So, and this was the decline in my education. Was 93, I'm a freshman. I'm starting to dress like a little thug. I get jumped by Northside Gateway at Palm Desert High. So I'm expelled for fighting. From there, I moved to Cat City.
But you got expelled, and you the one that got jumped?
Yeah, I kind of initiated it.
Fair enough.
It was all bad. So I went through that, and then that kind of put me on the map as far as he's a soldier, he's down, and so after that moved to Cathedral City in '94, and getting in a fight with like Cat City, Body Cat City, BCC. So I mopped this dude up, and then boom, I'm on the map. I respect this guy. And then a couple of days later, him and his homies tried to jump me. But they were like little weenies, man. Little weenie guys. And so the other homie sees me taking on like five little fools. And they'll get out of the car in the middle of the street by Pizza Hut. In Cat City. And so we're having this big old moment. So throughout the years, I was gaining all this respect. And just the constant fighting. But yeah, so Cathedral City, and then I was expelled over there for fighting, and then I went to Mount San Jacinto, and there they really did care. They really did try to give me an education, to get me, and blew it away.
Yeah.
You know, rather party or getting a fight, or just I was already at that level.
Yeah.
And then you throw in drugs, and then so by this time I'm already kind of homeless in and out. Mom's kicking me out. I'm on couches here and there.
Okay.
Yeah, and so at a young age I had a lot going on, and I never had anything to harness that.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. So talk to me about so what are events that led you to being you said you were shot, right?
Yeah.
What events led to that moment, man? And
crazy.
And talk to me about it, man. As much detail as you feel comfortable giving.
So as I'm now a person to be respected,
Right.
I'm now probably 17, going on 18. This is like 96.
Right.
And it was a good year, man. The music was good. I don't know, everything was popping. It was great. Movies, it was great.
Like, 2000s approaching and shit like that. Everybody excited, like, damn, 2000.
You know what I mean? And I remember that was a good year. But yeah, I was taking my mom's car a lot, so I was going on missions, taking the homies, and so we'd get in fights here and then. The squabbles at the gas station, and I didn't know that these squabbles were the same clique.
Right.
I just had the homies back, and so the squabbles lit up.
Right.
And so the night it actually happened, I was already 18. So by this time, I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Yeah.
I want to do something in my life. I had a job.
For sure.
I was using mom's car. We had made up as a family because I was always being a little asshole.
Yeah.
Times are good, man. And believe it or not, I had actually accepted Christ as my Savior.
Absolutely.
Like a year before when I was in school.
Really.
They have like mentors come out, talk to you, like Victory Outreach.
Right.
And my homie did it, and I did it. I was like, hey.
Yeah.
And so I got a job. I'm doing good. And like I said, I used to take the homies on runs. And so he calls me and he's like, hey, I need you to take me on one more run. I'll give you this, give you this, give you that. I'm like, all right. I'm like, hey, moms, I'll be back.
Right.
So pick him up, we go do our mission. On the way back, I take Varner, just kind of cut through.
Yeah.
And there's the other homies getting gas. This is his brother. And so we click up, like, hey, there's a party.
Right.
So we're like, all right, well, let's go. And so we go out to this party, and it's fucking popping, man. There's cars down the block, it's lit.
Nice.
We know half the people that are going to be there. We know the girls. It's on, this is us. This is us.
Right.
And we get in the back, and we're not the only ones there. And so the ongoing beef that had been going on between my homie's clique and this other clique.
Yeah.
They're there, and we're all there, like, hey, well, let's handle it.
Yeah.
And like, well, instead of doing that, let's just do the one-on-one.
Right.
Just your guy, our guy.
Yeah, for sure.
Just, just squash it. And
the most man way to handle it, by the way.
Just
catch the one-on-one, and everybody live, everybody go, keep going. You know what I mean?
And so, so we go in the front yard. Everybody wants to see a show. So here comes the show. So my homie just lays this dude out. Boom, hits concrete. It's asleep.
Sleeper.
And so we pull him off. We're like, yeah, fuck yeah. We're patting him on the back.
Right.
It was a beautiful moment,
Yeah.
And so like, all right, that's it, you lost. It's like, no, let's go again.
Right.
We're like, no, man, you're just going to get knocked out again.
Yeah, exactly.
The fight's over. And so as we're walking away, this is the driveway in front of the house as we're leaving. They're like, nah, fuck that. Chinga tu madre, wey.
Oh, yeah, you don't say that.
And so my homie rushed him. And when he rushed him, he dropped to the ground and yelled, shoot.
Right.
And so it happened so fast.
Yeah.
I mean, we kind of heard it by the time we
Wait, rewind. So when your homie, like, this is the same dude that just got knocked out. He gave him a derogatory term
to bait him in.
He goes back to beat him up, and you say he jumps down and he starts shooting.
He drops to the ground and yelled shoot. and they had the little
Oh, he
homie-
yelled shoot like.
They had the little homie locked and loaded ready, so that they gave me a signal.
Right.
So they were ready to pluck us off,
Sure,
and he was hiding behind this wall,
Right.
so we couldn't see him. And we heard just somebody unload on us, and we dropped and scattered, and we're running, and now it's real.
Right.
And I could hear people screaming, my homie getting shot in the hand, shot in the leg.
Wow.
And people he just wild out in the crowd at us. And so, so we drop, scatter, I go to my car, I'm at my car, and I let everybody in my car,
Right.
and I'm about to take off, and I could, just give me a second, okay?
Take your time, bro, take your time. Yeah.
Because even now, I still hear the homie screaming.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's what I heard. I heard him screaming for help.
Right.
So I ran up the street. I could still hear shooting and blasting. And the blasting, it kind of stopped. And so I ran up there. And my homie's laid out, just like bleeding.
Right.
And his brother's got him. He's like trying to keep him alive. He's like, hey man, you gotta help, man. He's dying.
Yeah. Wow.
So I ran over, I grabbed him. He's like laid down.
Right.
And so I scoop him up.
Right.
And I grab him over my shoulder.
Right.
And I turn around. And that's when I heard it.
Yeah.
And I could hear blasting.
Yeah.
Like behind me. I don't know, he was shooting at me.
Yeah.
And so I fell.
Right.
I fell. And I rolled over, I kind of came to, and I'm trying to get up, and now I can't move.
Yeah.
I'm burning. It fucking hurts, and I can't breathe.
Right.
I'm trying to get up, I'm like, what the fuck? And he's like, don't move, man, you shot.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? He's like, you shot. Don't move. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm trying to get up, and I'm like, and then I can't breathe.
At this time, were you like after being hit? Did you think you were gonna die or anything? Did that come across
I
your
can feel
mind?
it coming. And so I'm laying there, and I'm like starting to get weak and sleepy. And weak, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
No. And so I'm looking over, and the homie's still there, and I'm like, fuck this.
Right.
I give my keys, I said, you guys get out of here, man. And so they grabbed the brother, grabbed the homies, ran in my car.
Right.
And I'm laying there, and I'm like, fuck, it got real quiet, and time slows down. Everything slows down.
Right.
And you feel it. And can't move,
Right.
can't breathe, you're getting real weak.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of just like laying there, I'm like, oh, look at the sky, and I'm like, oh man, and right then I just thought of like my mom, like, oh
Right.
man, I fucked up.
Yeah. Right.
Dude, how's she gonna handle this? I'm gonna die.
Damn.
And then I thought, like, the funeral?
Right. Yeah. You was already like telling yourself that it's over. Like pretty much, you was already like accepting the fact that this might be your last moments right here.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
And
Wow.
so I'm like, oh man, I never got to live.
That actually came across your mind, like damn, like you were conscious of the fact, like damn, I'm young, like I might die here, like I didn't even get the experience of life, like
This
you
is
were
on
aware
here,
of
remember?
that.
Right here.
Right.
Okay. And so I was like,
What, were you feeling pain at the moment? Was it painful?
oh, that's the crazy part, is that I didn't feel anything. I felt like a calmness.
Yeah.
I legit.
Yeah.
I felt like somebody was there.
Wow. Wow. Wow, that's crazy.
And so I wasn't scared. I was just like, damn, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, all right, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Take me.
Yeah.
And I just kind of like, my eyes shut, you know. And so my eyes closed. I could hear everything.
Yeah.
And then I hear the commotion, people running, getting their cars taken off.
Right.
And I hear this ride pull up like real close.
Right.
And I hear, boom, sliding door open. People get out, footsteps, pick me up.
Right.
Boom, and they put me in the ride. And I'm like, oh, cool, man. Someone's gonna come to my aid.
Right.
But then they get in this van. I can still kind of see all these heads in this van. And boom, shut the door and the light turns off. And I thought, who the fuck are these guys? And they're gonna bury me? And like, where are they taking me?
Right.
Or do they know where they're going? How long is it take? Am I gonna make it?
Right.
And all this goes to my head, and then I'm like, this is it. This is where I'm gonna die in fucking van, or the hospital, man. No way. And then,
Yeah.
so we're driving, the person's driving, and I could hear the navigator telling him, like, turn, flash your lights,
Right.
beep your horn.
Right.
Flash your lights, turn, beep your horn. Fuck. Damn, I just like listen to that.
Yeah.
It's okay, all right, just stay awake.
Right.
And I heard him just tell me, come on, big boy, you're strong, man, fight it, man, take it to the hospital, man, all right, just fight it. I remember hearing that, I was like, fuck.
Right.
And it just kept me awake.
Yeah.
It just gave me hope.
Right.
Just gave me a little bit of hope. Just kept me awake.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, I'm almost there. And then I'm like kind of picturing everything in my head.
Yeah.
Boom, all of a sudden it's starting to open. And I'm being like carried, I kind of bounced.
Right.
And I'm tossed on the table.
Right.
And then all this commotion and craziness is already happening
Right.
at the hospital. And boom, they're rushing me in.
Right.
And
Right.
they're running me down.
Right.
And I could see the lights passing me as they're taking me down the hallway.
Wow.
And they're like, just like in the ER, man.
Are they asking you any questions? Like, hey,
Yeah.
are like, what are they asking you? Do you
What's your
remember?
name? Can you wiggle your fingers for me?
Right.
Can you move your arms? Same time would happen.
Right.
Now all these questions, and I can hear you.
Yeah.
I can hear you, but I couldn't
You couldn't like
respond.
Yeah. Right.
And then I can hear you say, okay, he's not responsive. And I'm like, oh God, please Christ, don't let them think I'm dead and then they bury me. You know, I've
Right,
seen the movies, man. Don't even
Yeah,
put me in a
no,
coffin and I'm fucking alive, man.
For sure.
And so they're tearing off my clothes.
Yeah.
And she goes, what are we looking for here? And turn them on the side. She goes, oh my God, this kid's been shot.
Yeah.
And when they turned me on my stomach, what they saw was the bullet hole that came
Yeah.
from the bottom here, and there was no exit. It was just an entry wound. And so what happened was that when I was bent
So
over,
you got hit with just one
just
bullet?
one time.
Yeah.
So what happened when I was bent over picking up my homie, he was shooting at us from the side, and the bullet came in through here, and it went up at an angle.
Right.
And no lie, bro, no lie. An inch to the left, 2 inches to the left, it would have missed me completely.
Wow.
2 inches to the right would have got my heart and I'd be dead.
Right. So you're thankful. You're thankful it was this one, right? Like where you still alive. You know what I mean? You still can live your life and experience your family and everything like that.
And man, I could do a lot that someone in my similar situation cannot.
Right.
And that's what I realized. So here I am, right, at the hospital. They're operating on me. They put me to sleep. And that was a hard part. Because I don't know if you've ever passed out or fainted.
I've been close, but not quite.
When you black out, the last thing in your mind is what you saw, what you experienced. So I'm in this drug-induced coma, having these fucking crazy, terrible nightmares, man. And I wake up and I'm in the hospital and I'm like literally strapped down to the bed because every time I wake up, I'm tearing shit out. And I'm trying to get up and leave, and then, oh my God, it's real. Like this, it's real.
At the moment, as far as were you able to feel anything? Were you able to move anything?
So I'm in the hospital ER, and I couldn't feel anything, man.
Really?
I'm just laid there, spread out.
And you tried to mentally, you tried to and it just your body would not allow you.
Yeah, it was totally numb. I was like in the halo. I had a tube, my throat, a tube down my nose. I had a chest tube, my lung, and I was tied to bed. I was in hell, man. I was in hell. I would have rather been dead. And then the worst part was when I kind of came out of my sleep. I look up at the TV. It's like my sister and my mom. I watch the TV and the news, and it's all the coverage of the shooting.
What the hell? That shit hit the news? Wow. So as far as your friend, the one that you attempted to save, whatever happened to him? Did he pass away or something? He didn't make it?
So I gave him the keys to my car. They put in my car. They're driving down the shore, and they flagged down the sheriff, who's gone way to the scene. And so they flag him down and says, hey man, we need escort help. We're going to the hospital. So he boxes him in, and then pulls him out in case they had like guns or they were gonna go shoot somebody, and he died.
Wow.
There, instead of driving to the hospital.
Instead of taking him to the damn hospital to help the guy.
They box him in and they pull him out, call the ambulance, and he was already gone.
That's crazy, bro.
And my homies that were in there, bro, every one of them, like it hit everybody.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
I never forgotten. So 2 funerals. My homie Daniel died in my ride, and then my other homie.
Wait,
Rudy,
so 2 people died that night?
yeah, the other homie Rudy, he was one of the bystanders.
Wow.
You know, he was a little guy, man, but he was fucking down as fuck, and he just took one.
That's crazy.
It's really horrible.
So how many people got hit? Was it just 3 and 2 of them died?
No, it was 4 and 2. So 2, it was I had finger, arm of my homie, hand, arm, knee, and then so it was about 5 of us that I got blasted.
Yeah.
And because he just wild on the crowd, and
That's
then
crazy.
my homie, returned fire,
Yeah.
and and so brothers were hit too. It was horrible, man. In the hospital, you had different.
No
clips.
wonder why that shit was on the news. That shit was crazy.
It was really fucking nuts, man. And a 15-year-old was wanted and questioning, who was being hidden by his mom. And she went on the news. She was like, "I know my son's innocent. He was self-defense."
Right.
And that was the whole claim of self-defense. Was that he was getting beat up.
Yeah.
And so he opened fire.
Right.
And so that was the physical journey of getting shot, put in a wheelchair, getting in the hospital, going through physical therapy, which was so life-changing because I couldn't even sit up.
Right.
Fuck trying to live in this thing. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? No way.
Right.
And I get to the hospital. I get to Loma Linda.
Yeah.
And this was 1997, so we're talking 25 years. My oh my, man.
Yeah.
And it was half what it is now, and everybody was just hungry. It was a hungry time, bro. People,
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I had physical therapists that were really pushing me, and we're talking male and female. And for some reason, just beautiful females wanted to get into physical therapy. They wanted to nurture and care.
Right. What a
And
beautiful G.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I got to hook up with a couple of them.
Did you really? that's crazy. That's what's up.
I'm not gonna lie.
That's wild, bro.
That gave me hope.
Sick.
That
Yeah,
gave me hope.
absolutely.
And so I realized a whole nother world beyond what I went through.
Right.
And what I went through was just a small fucking speck
That's crazy. Yeah.
of what millions of people go through.
Exactly.
Small speck.
Damn. That's crazy.
And so I shouldn't feel sorry for myself. I'm alive.
Right.
I accepted Christ. I had a job. I rebuilt my life.
Sure.
10 years later, I have to go to trial for it. Here comes the hard part.
Right.
10 years
Oh,
later.
you still end up having to go
Yes.
do court and shit.
Yes.
So what was that like? Talk to us about what was that like?
That was the hardest.
Yeah.
That was worse than
Because you had to
getting
revisit.
shot.
You had to revisit everything.
I had to dig back.
Yeah.
I had to peel all that back.
Yeah.
And get all that out. And then I'm remembering. And then I'm having trauma.
Yeah.
And then I'm trying to do the right thing, go to church, be a good little Christ boy.
Absolutely.
And come to find out, the dude's mom, the dude that shot me, his mom was a deacon at the church I was at.
Wow. That's crazy.
So she
That's
was
crazy.
getting,
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to hate on Christ, but it's not Christ I hate on, it's man.
Yeah.
She was a big donor, a big involvement.
Yeah, of
and she
course.
was always doing all this prayer for her son,
Yeah,
for
no doubt.
justice.
Yeah, exactly.
That crushed me because I believed in. I put my trust in a man.
Yeah.
For him to counsel me to get me through this, but he wouldn't do it because he was already counseling her.
Oh wow, really? Yeah. That's crazy.
And so I realized I saw favoritism in church,
Sure.
money,
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
and that crushed me.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I have no one to talk to. I'm suicidal. I just want to die. I want it to be over. There's not going to be any justice because he's claiming self-defense.
Right.
The people can't speak up because they're dead. My homies are gone. They can't speak on their behalf. He shot me in the back. He shot me in the back because he said he was just, you know. But the fact that other people can't testify because they're wanted in crimes.
Exactly.
So I had homies that didn't want to be a part of it because
So in other words, there was really no justice
there
for
was
this.
no justice.
Damn.
So they were going to try one murder at a time.
Yeah.
First from my homie Daniel. And the second one was from my homie Rudy.
Right.
And so about a month goes by. And there's all over the news, bro. Papers, it's blasted. A long-time sheriff, the detective on the whole case,
Right.
a man that I knew personally and sat down and had lunch with and told him my notes, killed himself.
Really?
After he killed his wife and kids.
What the fuck? That's crazy.
In 2007. This is when it all came to a head. And so that was just a huge blow to the sheriffs. I mean, you got a 30-year veteran who just offs himself. And his wife and his 2 kids.
That's crazy.
Walked up, popped him in the head.
Do you know what was the reason? She was cheating on him or something?
There was they had money. There was no reason for them to. Yeah. There was no obvious.
So you've been in the force for 30 years. You got pension. You got you probably maxed out at pay.
And she was like a fire marshal, or like she was she wasn't soft. And then he was like a 30-year veteran of the sheriff's department. Mm-hmm. What I think is that after years of the job, wanting justice, 20-year justice, and then not getting it, and then still having to go back to work, like everything is okay. Definitely. You got justice. You got justice for this piece of shit who did something horrible, and I'm supposed to go back to work like everything's okay. Mm-hmm. More importantly, his children have to live in a world where shit like this goes on, and it's okay. Mm-hmm. And I think he just said, you know what? I brought him in. I could take him out.
Wow.
And so they're gonna go up on my hands, not by anybody else's.
Of course.
And I'd rather go to hell and send my family to heaven. And what's crazy is that he pops his family in their sleep. Wow. He goes downstairs and calls 911 and plays this song by Los Lonely Boys called Heaven. Right. It was a popular track about 10 years ago. And plays it for about a minute and then pops himself on the phone.
Damn.
Phone dials. Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
That was his last moment. Yeah. And he was the lead investigator, detective person in this case. Yeah. And the fact that that happened overshadowed me getting justice.
Of course it did. Because that's the new headline. Like the house party gone wrong is no longer the priority. It's a 30-year veteran offs himself and his family. So now that's of course. That's fucked up, man. That is fucked up.
So I have what you call a cold case.
Yeah.
And so I never saw justice, man.
So as far as the people who did that, did you know any of them? Or was it just like you knew they were from the rival part and that's what caused the tension? But because a lot of times, and tell me if this is the case for you, you know the other side, bro. So like you know who the guy is that started shooting. You know what I'm saying? Like, did you guys know anybody at all? You don't got to give names, but just like, did you know anybody?
No, not me personally. No, I knew my homie that I was affiliated with. That was his beef, and it'd been a long family beef between two families.
For sure.
For a long time when they were tired.
So that was family then. That was
so in here in Thousand Palms, you have two neighborhoods, and they're mainly led by two different families, like a mafia. Right. Of
this
family runs this clique. This family runs this clique.
Definitely. Yeah.
And so for years, as long as I can remember,
back and forth.
beefing. I remember school, gas station, fucking movies, like all these places. You just get into a squabble, and they'd always lose.
Damn.
And that's why we were the clique.
Yeah. You were
we were dominated for so long. We were the clique, and there's always going to be somebody with a set of eyeballs that's going to try to get over on you. Yeah. Whether it's to steal from you or plot from you or hate on you. Sure. This was hating on another level. Right.
So let's talk about recovery. Yeah. And your new life, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Can you talk about that and give us like how the recovery process was, the healing, and then how you adapted to the new lifestyle? Being subject to like a chair. So,
if it wasn't for the females, man.
Of course.
Just the love.
Right. Of course.
And then females are loving.
Yeah, 100%.
And then I'm like a big baby in a stroller. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I get breastfed and taken care of.
Hey, that's good you're able to have a sense of humor about it, though, for sure.
You can never lose it.
Right.
And so, the nurses, when I was at caring. They really, hey, so what? You shit yourself, you wipe it off, and you're okay.
Right.
Loving, supportive, and that's what the kind of people I fell in love with.
Right.
Like there's good,
For
there's
sure.
bad, there's good, but and so I was like, hey, well, as soon as I get better, I'm gonna go to college.
Right.
And so I went. I took some computer classes, learned how to draft and do design, all kinds of stuff. And that was pretty cool. And then 9/11 happens.
Yeah.
And so it brings the country together.
Right.
It changes everything. All of a sudden, it's like everybody went from like terrorists, like the new thing.
Yeah.
Like not Crips, your Bloods, your gangs, your nothing.
Yeah.
Terrorism.
Yeah.
And looking back now as an adult, I realize how our government has kept us in fear over years.
Oh, that's all it is. Every time.
Every
COVID was an example of that.
COVID, acid rain,
Yeah.
fucking aliens, whatever, bro. Every 10 years.
AIDS, you name it, bro.
AIDS.
Yeah.
Every 10 years, there has to be something to keep us in fear.
Sure.
To keep us in suppressed.
Yep.
And I'm hoping, I'm praying that, we abolish that and we have a new, educated better. And so that's now where my heart is.
Yeah.
And that's what God told me. That's what's in my heart. That's what, hey, I saved you for a reason. And so, over my journey since so I'm out of the hospital, 9/11, I attend COD. There's all this supportive funding. I got a computer. I got my first car. I got like driving lessons. I got the hand controls. Like a lot of funding, a lot of support. So that was kind of a blessing. And then like love. There was no discrimination. And then so did that, and then they realized, hey, a little confidence. So after that whole mess with the trial being all messed up, I just focused on trying to stay busy as much as I can. So anyways, the real estate game came in, and like Countrywide Home Loans,
Yes, sir.
Bank of America, and so I took a little class and I learned I was good with numbers. And so for like 5 years I took off doing that, and then within 3 years it was over.
Damn.
The ride was over. Like it was crazy. And I remember parties and feasting and drinking and hot women, and it was just it was a really good lavish time. And so yeah, that was over. And so anyways, I had all these opportunities, but nothing of purpose. And so I realized that if I want to be somebody of purpose and make a difference in the world, I have to get education.
Yep.
So 2009, I went back to college, and then in 2015, I graduated with a bachelor's.
Good shit. Congratulations.
Thank you, brother.
Congrats,
Thank you. First in the family, got a scholarship.
That's right.
It was an amazing journey, man.
Yeah.
Amazing. Went by fast and slow, stressful classes, finals, midterms. But all you gotta do is just show up, read what's in the book, and do the exam.
Yeah.
The teacher tells you what's in the book. You just gotta read the book.
Just gotta read it.
That's all you gotta do is make the time. But I was partying, women.
That's what's up.
Doing blow.
Are you in a relationship at all?
Yeah, I am.
Married or just dating?
I was once before, but no, not married. Just trying it out again.
Yeah.
And so, from 2009 to 2015, I was on a college journey, and by this time I'm over it, and I'm just trying to focus on my rehabilitation. And so, but still hurt. And so I never fixed that. I just covered it up with a bunch of stuff. And so when I graduate, I think I'm gonna leave it all behind.
Yes, sir.
And I move to Long Beach.
Okay.
Doing marketing up there, fast life.
Yeah.
Traveling all over Cali.
Nice.
It was for those first few years, and now to keep up, I'm having to
no doubt. Yeah. I feel you, dog.
And this is just to drive. I'm having to go to from Pomona to Long Beach to Diego to El Centro here.
It's a lot of traveling.
Sacramento, all this crazy stuff. But it was an amazing journey, and basically my point is, my demons found me.
Right.
And I tried to cover those up with success, and I failed. I lost it all.
Really?
Lost a job, lost all that success, the house,
Right.
everything. And so I was humble. I came back. I'm literally on my mom's couch. Now I'm getting to be 40. My mom's couch. And I'm unhappy with my life. And so I figured, hey, why not get married? You know, this girl's been single. She's the best cat. She got her own place. Why not? You know, so did the married thing for a few years, and you can't cover up past relationship bullshit because you bring it with you.
Yeah.
So I had insecurities, and I had problems that I was putting on her.
Of course.
And communication was an issue, and it just didn't work out.
Right.
And so there went that, and so now I was homeless. I was working at Candescent.
Right.
And I was sleeping in my car.
Wow.
And I thought, well, if I could save up a check or two, I can get a place.
Of course.
And so I'm like, where do I want to live? I'm like, nowhere out here.
Right.
And so I went to visit my mom. I'm like, Palm Desert is kind of nice. And I went to this place that I grew up in, Bermuda Dunes, and I knew they always have units coming up. So I went in there and asked them, I said, hey, do you have any leases coming up that are being broken that I can take over?
Of course.
And sure enough, and these were some honeys.
Right.
And you gotta know how to finesse and make them laugh.
Of course.
And so sure enough, they said yes, and it was the unit right in the front by the pool with a tree, with a patio, and the rent's paid for the next 2 months. And so this was a blessing. And so just by having faith, not giving up. Yeah. So a lot of these places you can go in there and take over someone's lease, and it's not illegal. You just continue paying what you're paying. Yeah, that was the best part. Let me see what else. So yeah, once you get your own place, you feel like king of your own domain. You can pretty much do what you want, have whoever you want. Yeah, when you get your own place, you know, your own castle.
Yeah.
It's different. Your life changes. You're like, now I'm safe.
Yeah. And more security. You
More
feel
security.
like comfortable.
Yeah.
Feel at home. Peace of mind.
Yeah.
You name it. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what this was. So instead of sleeping in my car, I found, a place. And so here was the hard part. It's now I got nothing tied on my hands.
Right.
Living divorce. I'm not working at Candescent anymore. So I'm like, well, I'll just do some drugs.
Right.
And so I was at my bottom. I was like, man, is this it?
So let me ask you this. So what did the drug use end up becoming a problem? Is that what ended up happening?
Yeah. And it was always around a certain time, and I always had excuses to.
What was your favorite drug, by the way? What was your drug of choice?
All the hard stuff, man. Methamphetamine, cocaine. But mainly dope. Only because it's cheap. You get a long high.
Yeah.
You get a lot out of it. And like, hey, well, I don't have any food. Fuck, I do some dope.
Right.
A little weight. Look okay. No, because you gotta sleep, and then insomnia, and then you look at the same walls for like 3 days. And you want to fucking kill yourself. Like, wow, this is not what I want for my life. I've been through so much. Like, I just throw it all away. But I'm not gonna lie and make an excuse. I reached out for help to a homie.
That's good.
And he gave me some mushrooms. And sat with me while I went on this journey. And I was enlightened.
Right.
And I didn't go anywhere but in my bathtub.
Yeah.
I just wanted to cleanse myself of all of the dirty things of my life.
Yeah.
And I'm in the tub, we're on a run from
off of the shrooms and shit?
Off the shrooms, man. I'm in the tub, I'm crying.
Yeah.
And I'm having a realization. Like,
hey, but that should be making you, like, where areas where you fucking up at, it make you, like, damn, okay, I'm doing this wrong, I'm doing that wrong.
Most definitely. It opens up your third eye. So you're one to hear what he's got to say to you.
Right.
You're more open. You can hear everything.
Right.
The wind, everything. It's just beautiful. And I was kind of scared doing it first, but I really needed it. And I just had this awakening, and I just never cried or yelled or I had an awakening.
Yeah.
And it was great. I had realization. And basically, it was so simple. It was, okay, why do I do this to myself? Look, I threw my life away at 18.
Right.
I never got justice for it. My father was gone. Am I ever going to be able to have anything meaningful? I throw everything, if anybody gets close to me, I you know, tear them apart. And so what's wrong with me? Well, you don't like yourself. Okay, well, why not? Well, keep doing the same stupid shit. Yeah. Okay, well, how do I stop doing the same stupid shit? Well, do stuff that you like. Because what's the pattern? Okay,
well, but before you got to that point, how bad did the drug use get? Was it like where you were addict, or was it just a release? You know what I mean?
It was both. That's what being an addict is. It's a release. You forget, but guess what? It comes right back. It's what it is. You didn't go nowhere. It didn't go nowhere. And so that's what it is. And so being awakened as to how I could better myself by doing things that give me confidence. Playing video games.
You play video games, by the way?
Yeah.
You be online?
No, I'm not there yet.
You gotta get on some online shit, man, so we can play together.
So I have the PlayStation. I got the 2 and the 4.
Okay.
The 2 I've had for a long time, but I have like old school gun-con games from the arcade.
That's right.
And for those, you have to have a tube TV.
Mm-hmm. What's a tube TV?
It's the old school TV.
Oh, one of the big box TVs? Yeah, that's
yes. Because if you ever seen it, it's like a cone, and there's the tube. And so
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Everything has to line up. And so, so I have my garage set up like that, and then have the 4 inside the house.
Nice.
But I don't have any games that are worth playing online yet. Mm-hmm. So I'll get there eventually.
Right.
I'll get there. That's my goal. I have 6 months to basically do whatever I want because I start my master's in September.
Okay.
So 9 months.
Yeah.
And if I can budget and save my girl, I'll have a good summer and a good year. Sure. And that's all it is, just living within your means.
Right.
Being happy with, what you can, making yourself happy. Right. And just planning, having something to look forward to.
Okay.
That's it. I wake up every morning, make sure I have something I have to look forward to. I don't give a fuck if it's bacon and eggs, chorizo, some weed, a nice drive to work, nice day, some rain, the smell of good weather, birds. That's what I was kind of told. Like, you have to enjoy the little things more.
100%.
Yeah, I know you miss walking and all that stuff, but you have to just try and find other ways to
be happy. To be happy. Yeah.
And you can be happy if you reach out to people more. Right. And that's it.
Let me before we end this, I want to ask you this question, and then we'll finish on this, right? First of all, my last question is, I got 2 questions. One is, are you happy today? Like, considering the events that led up to, you losing your ability to walk, are you happy? You know what I mean? You're not suicidal or anything like that?
No, I've now at this point. See, you get stronger through each trauma.
Absolutely.
If you're not dead, then you come out smarter. Yeah. But yeah, to the point now to where I'm in control of my happiness.
All right. Final question is, what's next for you? 5-year plan. What's the next 5 years look like for you, Isaac?
I want to work for the state, bro. Be a counselor with the state. And there's 3 options: either working in the hospitals, like where I was, like the recovering people, working in prison, or like high school counseling.
I like it.
Because you figure we have between 10 and 25 years to educate the next generation, your kids,
100%.
to do the right thing, but to be leaders and bosses.
Exactly.
We're talking business management, talking accounting, financing, real estate, law, medicine, public safety, and these are where we need people, better sense and more control. Right. Politics, local government, just to make better decisions so we can have a better future.
I agree. Well, look, brother, we are an hour and 10 minutes in. I think we should close it out. I want to say before we go, thank you so much, brother, for coming on the show, giving your story. Yeah. My audience, I'm sure they're interested, and I'm sure they want to hear it, and I know how traumatic that was for you, and you shed some tears on the show, which I'm like that got to me. And for you to come on here and be that open to share that, and even enough to where you even shed some tears, man. I'm so thankful, man, that you willing to be, open enough to come on the show and do that, man. That means a lot. I want you to know that. Secondly, I just want you to stay positive, stay humble. You a good dude, man. We used to work together. You know what I'm saying? So I know your personality, man. You humble and respectful, and I love it, man. And it's an honor to have you here.
That's sweet.
Do you have any final words that you want to give the audience, man, before we close it out? Or
that's it, man. Just put God first. Take care of your community. Your family. That's it.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
Anytime.
All right, guys. SQUADCAST TV. Thank y'all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I really appreciate y'all, the real ones that be here in the show, holding it down and watching my content. Thank you so much, man. Shout out to Isaac, man. Do you have social media?
Yep.
Drop your social media.
I'm on Snapchat, ladiesman760.
I love it. You got IG?
Yeah, I don't remember right now though.
Okay, I'll plug his IG. I'll get his IG. We'll plug his social medias in the description. Make sure y'all fuck with my boy. Follow him, like him.
Yeah, I got resources, housing information, everything, food list, all that.
All that, man. Fuck with your boy, man. This is SQUADCAST TV, smoothest podcast in the world, man. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned, stay locked, man. Till the next one. Peace out. Boom.